As COVID cases continue to spiral across the country, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be chairing a high-level meeting of the Union Council of Ministers at 11 a.m. to discuss the COVID situation. In fact, the cabinet meeting will be held virtually to discuss strategies to combat the massive surge, as the country has been recording over 3 lakh cases for the past 7 days. Discussions are also expected on efforts to boost oxygen supply across the country. Besides meeting Chief Ministers, Prime Minister Modi has recently held meetings with pharma industry leaders, oxygen suppliers, heads of 3 armed forces to discuss ways to tackle this pandemic. Now, with India reeling under the ferocious second COVID wave, several nations are extending a helping hand. Oxygen concentrators are being flown in from several countries. But how are they really being distributed once they arrive? Our next report breaks it down for you.
When will they get the oxygen they so badly need? Patients gasping for oxygen. Their families running from pillar to post to arrange the life-saving gas. To mitigate the crisis without losing any more time, the central government and states are procuring oxygen concentrators and cylinders from other countries. From Russia to America to China, various nations have extended a helping hand. The World Health Organization too is chartering flights to bring 4,000 oxygen concentrators to meet the huge demand in India. But how is India utilizing all this help that's flowing in? Let's break it down for you. Once the consignments arrive, an empowered committee in consultation with the Health Ministry distributes these supplies with the help of the Road and Transport Ministry. Most of them go to government-run hospitals. As per government data with India Today, it takes nearly a day with all speedy customs clearances for supplies to reach their destination. But at this time, some of the biggest hospitals, even in the national capital, like Ram Manohar Lohia and LNJP, still haven't received these life-saving consignments, which raises the big question, how fast is this equipment reaching precisely where it needs to go? The magnitude of the oxygen crisis means India will have to distribute these life-saving assets as swiftly as possible to limit the COVID surge. And there needs to be far greater transparency in just how quickly it can reach where it's needed the most. Bureau Report, India Today.
And Telugu actor Siddharth has alleged having received abuses, death threats. The actor, who has worked in several Tamil, Telugu, Hindi films as well, claimed that his phone number was leaked by a BJP Tamil Nadu member. He added that he and his family have received over 500 calls of rape abuse and death threats. Siddharth tweeted a picture in which he alleged that BJP Tamil Nadu members leaked his number and incited people to attack and harass him. Siddharth has been very vocal in expressing his dissent against the ruling government, from asking people to vote against the BJP to the handling of the COVID crisis. The actor has criticized the central government on many platforms. And it's neck-and-neck fight in battleground Bengal. The fiercest electoral battle between Mamata Banerjee and the Modi-Shah duo seems to be tightly locked as per the latest India Today exit polls. With the Saffron Party gaining an edge over the ruling TMC, Mamata's seat tally is predicted to drop from 2016's tally of 214 to anywhere between 130 to 156. The BJP, which has made the election its prestige battle, is likely to register a staggering performance with a tally of anywhere between 134 and 160. The BJP, which pulled off a surprise win in 2019 Lok Sabha polls with an astounding 18 seats, is predicted to repeat its performance in West Bengal Assembly election. In fact, the India Today exit polls have predicted the Saffron Party to garner 43% of the vote share, as against the TMC's 44%. Now let's take a quick look at India Today's predictions for the state of war, Bengal.
It's time now finally to give you the big Bengal numbers. 294 seats, 2 seats countermanded, 292 seats. What are the final numbers for the battle for Bengal? And these are the numbers. First, we are giving you percentages. But let's go into the big numbers. West Bengal, Didi's Express 130 to 156. So the midpoint for Didi is 143, just short of a majority, which at the moment is 147. Mamta Banerjee 130 to 156. She's trying to hold on desperately to that tram that she's in, but at the moment it is touch and go as per the Axis My India poll. And the BJP 134 to 160, so the midpoint for the BJP is 147, which is exactly halfway in this election, takes the BJP just over the majority mark. So as of now, it is a tight race going into a super over, but with an edge to the BJP. That's the big result. A party which had just 3 seats in 2016 could now be 134 to 160. They could be forming a government in Bengal for the first time, but don't rule out Didi completely, because Axis My India says she too could be in a position to form a government. This is a cliffhanger, a super over, and the left, the once powerful left Congress alliance is down to just 0 to 2. Bengal has turned totally bipolar, others 0 to 1. It's a straight fight. Let's put up all the big numbers together for all our viewers, because these numbers are the ones that will be dissected over the next 72 hours, leading of course to counting day on Sunday. TMC 130 to 156, BJP 134 to 160, left Congress 0 to 2, others 0 to 1. But are we predicting a hung assembly or a BJP with an edge? Super overtime, Rahul.
The devil is in the detail.
Go ahead.
And the detail is this, that there are 64 seats where the gap between the BJP and the Trinamool, according to the India Today Access My India exit poll, is less than 2%. So the margin is less than 2% in 64 seats. When it's down to that tight a fight in about 1/5 the seats of the whole assembly, you can basically, just start biting your nails, because this, frankly, nobody knows. You remember what happened in Madhya Pradesh? That's the one election that comes to my mind. If this is how tight it's going to be, it's like the ball is up in the air. If this is IPL, it could fall across the boundary and it could be a big 6, or you could be caught out on the fence. And at this moment, frankly, even Pradeep Gupta doesn't know what's happening. And the reason is it's very, 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 very tight. And if it's a multiple option question in an exam, BJP can win, yes. Trinamool can win, yes. Hung House, yes. All those options are possible. But what a performance this is by the Bharatiya Janata Party to go from where they were in the last elections to this. The Trinamool has fought hard.
India Today Axis My India exit poll has predicted a second term for Chief Minister Sarbananda Sonowal in Assam. In the 126-seat assembly, Axis My India exit poll predicts 75 to 85 seats to the BJP and its allies. It predicts 40 to 50 seats to Congress alliance, while the other will bag 1 to 4 seats. Exit poll predicts 48% vote share to the BJP alliance, 10% more from 2016, 40% vote share to the Congress alliance, and 12% to the others. India Today Axis My India exit poll also found that 20% of the voters say that their chief minister's choice, Hemanta Biswa Sharma, followed by incumbent Chief Minister Sarbananda Sonowal with 19%. Cutting across to Tamil Nadu is all set to witness a change of guard after 10 years. The DMK under MK Stalin is all set to storm to power. That's what the exit polls suggest, decimating the ruling AIADMK as per the India Today My Axis polls, Axis My India exit polls. DMK patriarch M. Karunanidhi's son, MK Stalin, is likely to become the chief minister, with his party predicted to win anywhere between 175 and 195 seats. On the other hand, the AIADMK might win a mere 38 to 54 seats. However, the exit polls have predicted that AMMK, led by Sasikala's nephew TTV Dinakaran, and actor-turned-Neta Kamal Hassan's Makkalnidhi Mayam, have failed to dent the DMK and the Congress alliance chances. In terms of vote share, the DMK has managed to encash on the strong anti-incumbency wave against the 10-year-old AIADMK government, bagging 48% of the vote share. On the other hand, the AIADMK is predicted to win 35% of the total vote share. And on that note, let's take a quick look at India Today's predictions for state of war Tamil Nadu.
Towards the middle of the campaign, towards the end, there's a sense that yes, the DMK is in front, but the AIDMK is not doing badly, that EPS has an image as an administrator, he's campaigning well, he's speaking well. As far as the India Today, Access My India exit poll numbers are concerned, the DMK is projected to bag a whopping 48% of the exit poll vote share. The AIDMK alliance is likely to bag only 35% of the vote share. Kamal Hassan, the AMMK, not much of a factor. It's 3 and 4% for these two smaller factions. If you were to convert this into seats, just get set to welcome Mr. Stalin as the new Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. India Today, Access My India is projecting with a very high degree of confidence that the DMK is set to sweep the state of Tamil Nadu, bagging a whopping 175 to 195 seats in the state. On the other side, the AIDMK alliance likely to bag only between 38 and 54. The AMMK between 1 and 2, and Stalin, who's been Chief Minister in waiting. The man who many, some in the DMK too, thought, does he have it in him to take the party to power? Will he ever get a chance for the sun to rise? Stalin is set to rise, Rajdeep.
You know, this could be Stalin's big day. And as you rightly said, he's waited for long. He's been mayor, he's been MLA, leader of the opposition, heir apparent to his father Karunanidhi for years. This was his moment in the sun. And this seems to be another landslide. So while you've got a sweep in Kerala that has surprised many, this will surprise fewer because many expected the DMK to do well and an AIDMK post Jayalalitha to struggle. Remember, 39 seats in the Lok Sabha, the DMK-led alliance won 38, and there was just one seat that was won by the AIDMK then. So
Now, Pinarayi Vijayan is likely to retain power in Kerala with an astounding majority. The India Today Access My India exit polls have predicted a landslide victory for the LDF in God's own country, Kerala. Pinarayi Vijayan is predicted to win anywhere between 104 to 120 seats in the state. The Congress-led UDF is likely to settle down with 20 to 36 seats. The BJP-led NDA is set to win between 0 and 2 seats. As far as the vote share is concerned, the LDF seems to have ducked the massive anti-incumbency wave. In fact, all the more, grabbing a whopping 42% of the vote share. On the other hand, the Congress-led UDF is predicted to get 31% of the vote share. Let's now take a quick look at India Today's predictions for State of War, Kerala.
this is a stunning result about to come because exit poll, vote share, UDF, that's the Congress-led front, 38%, LDF is 47%, NDA is 12%, others are 3%. So 9% lead to the left Democratic Front led by the CPIM, NDA getting 12, so the BJP down compared to last time, they got 14.8. How is this translating into seats? And take a look at what has happened in Kerala as per Access My India poll. If these polls are right, this is what we are predicting. UDF, 20 to 36. LDF, 104 to 120 out of 140. Pinarayi Vijayan, as per this poll, is heading for the biggest ever victory in the history of Kerala. This is a 3/4 victory in a state where elections are traditionally tightly fought. The UDF, the Congress-led alliance, way behind, 20 to 36. Remember, Rahul Gandhi is a MP from Wayanad. We're showing Sonia Gandhi's face there because she is the Congress's interim president. But this was the state that the Congress needs to win. NDA 0 to 2, they won 1 seat last time. They're winning more or less the same numbers, others 0 to 2. But this, to my mind, is a result that will already send major political reverberations if it is true, and if it is true. But I must be honest, I traveled through Kerala and I sensed a Vijayan wave. And I think this poll has captured it. This is not a left wave. This is a wave for a man called Pinarayi Vijayan for his handling of COVID and for his handling of the floods round.
The data suggests that there is a huge pro-incumbency for the LDF government in the state of Kerala. And look out for the number of women who voted for Pinarayi Vijayan and the left. This is stunning what I'm about to tell you. The number of women who voted for the LDF is 50% against the UDF getting 35% of the women. That's a 15% gap between the number of women who voted for the left and for the Congress. Amongst the men, the left is ahead only by 3%. So 44% of the men said they voted for the left, 41% of the men said they voted for the UDF. So the gap is only 3%. Whereas amongst the women, the gap between the women and the men is 15%. 50% of the women saying they voted for the LDF, 35% of the women saying they voted for the UDF. Huge.
And the fact is that food kit scheme, this was not a normal giving just dal, just giving chawal or gehu. You are giving oil, you are giving dal, you gave 18 items in a food kit to every household.
Meanwhile, N. Rangaswamy-led All India NR Congress is likely to make a turnaround on 2nd of May in Puducherry election. India Today Access My India exit poll has predicted BJP ally in the Union Territory. All India NR Congress will win 20 to 24 seats in the 30-seat assembly. Congress Alliance, meanwhile, is predicted to win only 6 to 10 seats. In terms of vote share, Access My India exit poll predicts that BJP Alliance will have 52% of the vote share. Congress, on the other hand, will have around 37% of the vote share, and others with 11% of vote share. Delhi Capitals have registered their 5th win of the season with a 7-wicket victory over Kolkata Knight Riders. Batting first, Shubman Gill played cautiously with wickets falling from the other end. He scored 43 of 38 balls. Andre Russell's quick-fire 45 off 27 balls helped Kolkata to score a 154 for 6 in the 20 overs. In reply, Delhi had a brilliant start, courtesy Prithvi Shaw. Prithvi and Shikhar had an opening stand of 132 runs in just 14 overs. Prithvi scored brilliant 82 runs off 41 balls, leading Delhi home with ease.
But there's such a wide gap there.
Mumbai Indians have won their 3rd match of the season with a 7-wicket victory over Rajasthan Royals. Put into bat first, Rajasthan Royals started off well with Joss Butler and Yashasvi Jaiswal adding 66-run partnership for the first wicket. After losing Butler, who made 41, the skipper Sanju Samson added some quick runs there. Rajasthan were 140 for 2 after 16 overs, but run rate slowed down in the last 4 overs and they could only manage a score of 171 for 4 in 20 overs. Quinton de Kock led the charge from Mumbai Indians after losing Rohit Sharma. De Kock, along with knocks from Surya Kumar Yadav and Krunal Pandya, chased down the target of 171 with 9 balls to spare. De Kock remained unbeaten on 70 runs off 50 balls.